This video is powered by LearnToPlay.live, the only hardware synth performance course. Register now and enjoy 40% off. One of the most popular styles of music has to be techno music. It's very versatile, whether you look at melodic techno, dub techno, industrial techno, it is like everywhere. Now, if you want to do that live, you're faced with a few challenges. Can you keep it affordable? Well, this has to be my ultimate techno live setup. Let's go do that right now. Hey, what's up? I'm in a kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. If this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Stick around till the end of this video. I will tell you all about who the new patrons are. I will tell you all about Superbooth, which is next week, and we're doing an event there. I'm also going to tell you about the Mixer project, and there's so much more information, so stay tuned for that. If you follow this channel, you know that always my desk keeps growing. I just promise everybody I'm going to keep my setup concise, nice, small, and neat, and it never works out. However, I have got this box that I've been snoozing on for so long, and I should really slap myself in the face because it's been sitting there. I didn't do anything with it, and finally I got around to really looking at it. And I have to say, when it comes to really creating music on the fly and just getting like techno sounds going, this has to be the ultimate box for it. I mean, at least for me. I will tell you why I snoozed on it. This is confession corner stuff, and that's not so cool, but I really got used to boxes with, like, you know, with LCD screens in them and altering parameters, and you know, I've got a workflow that works like that. You know, okay, this, I know where to go, I know how to deal with menus. So talking about the Octatrack or an MPC or even a TB03, I'll go in and I'll do it. And then this machine, it just does not have that screen. So I was like, how does it work? You know, it's like sticking something in a drawer, closing a drawer, and then just like trusting that it'll be all okay. As a matter of fact, it turns out better than okay. I would even go as far as to say that this machine might even be the ultimate techno machine. There are limits, 100%, which are annoying, but at the same time, isn't techno trying to work your way around limitations? I'll do a jam, and afterwards I'll explain what it is that I did, all right? This is what I came up with the setup. Let's go over it and let me get my headphone out of there and put it in the mixer so that I can do a little bit more stuff. The Innovation Circuit tracks, there you go. Okay, now this machine, I underestimated it. I mean, it looks completely awesome once you know what's going on, but I guess that's with everything, right? So what I've done is I've connected two things here. I've connected the sync output. If there is another output here that sends clock, but that's just on a division, and I didn't manage to get it to go faster. So the BLACKBOX is taking care of the division for the clock advance on the DFAM, as I can tweak it in here how fast this thing is going. So if everything is running, like for instance this thing always runs, so if I play this, You see that it's running over here, obviously, and it sounds like this. Reverse coming from the blue sky sitting right here. If I will go into here, my analog output, see? That's taken care of. This is my mixer on this thing, so now the kick. Stop it. So we'll advance to the first step here, and we put it on play. So once we got this thing set up, it means that now how this thing works is that the circuit tracks in itself comes with some cool samples. The power lies within still with most of the machines. You have to connect this thing to the computer. There's companion software, and what I've done is I have created different elements here. I've just put like a whole sample pack together, which I will make available for you once I've sorted out everything. So you will get in the next coming weeks. I will stick this back on Patreon with the sounds that are in here, right? So on this first track that I have, so it works with projects. This was the thing I couldn't get my head around. It's simple. That's projects, but what it is that these are slots in which you can actually create a track, right? You can just like create a collection of sounds and then you save it into a different slot. So what I've done with the first track, this is what it sounds like. What I've done is there's a kick drum on one, there's hats on two, kick drum on one, boom, 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 boom. Then there's nothing on two actually. There's three. I have to figure out what I've done. Well, we'll get into that. So on the second, let's go here. Here, there's more stuff is playing here. So, kick drum. Yeah. That's different drums, right? So I've got different snares, different drums. You scroll and then here's my synthwave stuff. If I want to make synthwave stuff, different hats. One row of hats, one row of synthwave kicks, snares, hats, cymbals, claps. That's how I've done it. And then when you go down even, some sounds and some basses. That's the sample pack, right? So what I've done on this specific thing, let's go into the mixer and mute everything. It's just samples, just small samples that I've created because you can put multiple sounds onto one track. And then the whole effect section of this thing, once you selected your sound, obviously you can now so that's what I've done. So this you can save project, you can save it in this slot, but then I save different settings into different slots. So when I go into the mixer and I turn everything off, let's get my kick drum together. There you go. That was my kick, right? Which doesn't really matter because if I go in here and I'll put this, it will initially go to what I have saved. So you can screw around and do stuff on the fly and change your sounds once you get to, like for instance, to a sound that you've altered. When you press projects and you press the slot again, this cell, it will reset itself. Meaning, say, this is that sound that I've got here. See? It resets itself, which is cool, because now you can screw around, you don't have to do it. With multiple machines, with other machines, you have to do multiple things then. You have to menu dive, and this is the simplest form of what I can do. So this is the first pattern, right? So listen to how this thing sounds on its own. All you're hearing, circuit tracks here. Second pattern. Right cymbal, and a little bit more open on that sound. And the fourth one is even more gritty. Right? Cool. Let me go back, make a break here. And this thing is sending out MIDI here. I've got a MIDI cable by Retro Kits. It's a dual MIDI plug, so there's two MIDIs coming out of it. I'm 100% sure it's not supposed to work like that. I'll turn it over on the side. You'll see that there's two cables coming out of it, but the BLACKBOX takes a different kind of MIDI than the TB03, and I don't want to be, you know, daisy chaining everything together. So what I've done is one goes out, one goes in here, one goes in here, so they both get triggered, which is cool. This will not work with the two things with this plug if you got two TB03s, because they take similar MIDI, but then you will take the out here. So that's that. I've got a BLACKBOX because if I'm doing a longer set, I can make it on the Novation, but then again, I'd like to alter more sounds. Like for instance, I've got this thing sitting right here, right? This, it's got claps, it's got different things. So say I want to use an extra hi-hat here. So I've got a hi-hat loop playing. Different hat. Different hat. Top loop even. See? So now I get to alter certain things here. I love this master filter, by the way, which is with its indent in the middle. Look, so you know exactly where you are. Right cymbal also. So yeah, of course, it all boils down to sound selection, right? So now this, for me, for techno, I mean, this is it's early days because I didn't really go into it, but I want to do stuff live on the fly. So the DFAM is getting a clock, obviously, as well, like you heard. Let's take off the reverb a little bit. Now it's dry. Shorter notes. Nice. I love the DFAM because it's very random what it does. Nice noise. This thing screams techno at you, right? So going in, taking everything out except my first drum. And you get, right? And then you dress it up a little bit, right? This can be a little bit louder. Dress it up. So yeah, it's really, really cool. So what I've done also is I really went in and said like, okay, you know what? This row is one tune, similar as how I always did it in my MPC. One row in the MPC, I've got 4 sequences that I dedicate to one track. I've done the same here. So this is a tree. This, and this, and this, and this. Cool, and then this is the next track, same key. So if I'm on my TB03, which is playing also, see, I can tune it, take, I think this is it, right? This is the key. A bit off. Here you go. Let's not ruin my mixer. Nice, right? But this you bring in later. So you got 2 elements that you can manipulate on the fly. One, you have to program a little bit. And you saw in the jam, you saw me jam around also with playing certain notes, which is cool. Now, I've got this synthesizer playing here, which is the same thing again. It's samples that are playing. As you can hear. And play around with the length. So you select the sounds that you want. 4 drum tracks, by the way, 2 MIDI tracks, I've used that as well, and I'll get over certain things that I don't like in a second. Now, one synth and another synth, right? So, I get to... easy, right? You can get the play. There's a small keyboard here, so you can do it on the fly, right? Which is cool. Another sound. Listen to the sidechain. Projects, go in here. Say, okay, next one. This is the same sound as this, only in this project or this scene or this sequence, or why manufacturers is everybody calling it different. The next pattern, yeah, pattern, let's call it pattern. In the next pattern, we're going for a lower sound. Boom, boom, boom. So now I get a bass line with the same sounds. This is something I would never do on an Octatrack or an MPC for some reason, but I'll do it here because why not? And I have to do it because I don't have a lot of sound. So I've only got 3 tracks dedicated to drums. Okay, what did I do here? Yes, I've used a synthesizer now. Bam, 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 bam. Let's listen to what it is. They got this. That's the sound that I have, right? Okay, it's not the best sound in the universe, but it doesn't need to be. And when the kick comes in, listen to the sidechain. So there's effects in sidechain here, like with shift you get the sidechain, and then with shift you get to the effects. And this is cool because all these knobs correspond to all the different tracks. So when I'm on a mixer page, all these things, like for instance, gone. This is my volume. This is my kick drum, gone. So how simple is that, you know? So it's pretty self-explanatory. Now with the patterns you can go to a different, the patterns. With the patterns you can chain how long something plays for. So this kick could be 16 steps here, but if I'll chain it to go here, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes to bam, 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 bam. So I can play longer sort of like sequences, which is not what I've done. And then you just save it. If you want to make extremely long sequences, this is what I found out, is like you have this 1 to 16, 17 to 32 button right here. Now, if I was to say like I want to make like a sequence of patterns that goes on forever, I'll just engage this. I'll engage the 1 to 16. So it means that it's going to be like on my kick drum, this is 1 page, but it will go over to the next page. So instead of 16 steps, it'll be 32 steps, meaning you can do that 4 times, right? So you can get 128 steps out of this one sequence, which is cool. It's absolutely amazing. And if you want to go to the project, you go here, it will just play whatever is happening all the time, or when you hit shift and enter it, it'll just go instantly. So this thing for live has to be like one of the most amazing machines ever. I know, strong statement, then again, I said it. Now, how far did I get? I got to 1 track, another track, and then another one. That's all I have right now. So if I was to alter this, because this and this, oh, so I started making some intelligent music on the third one. Okay, so if I want to alter this into what I've been doing, the trick for me, as this is coming from my DJ brain, as I play a lot of regular USB DJ sets as well. What I love about it is that, you know, you flip a switch and then there's no sound, or the rudimentary on-off switch type of playing really works. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go to the kick drum here, and I'm going to alter the length of the sound. You hear it? Something's playing, but I'm going to take that out in a second, doesn't matter. So this is the first one, right? I'm going to say projects, or not even, I can just save it and then it clicks, hit it again, boom. When I'm in a project and I'm not on this page though, say I'm here and I want to save it, it's going to do the same thing, but it's going to save the last project or scene or pattern or whatever, where you are, right? So keep it in mind. So that means now that if I'm going to go to, so kick out and go 1, 2, 3, kick back in, bam, bam, bam. Similar to what I do on the octave track, so I found a trick to just do that, right? Or here, I can just stick out the filter, bam. Same. There's a synthesizer again that plays it from. Is it this synth or is it this? Yeah, it's this time. Okay, this is one sound, bam. And instead of a hat, I opted to go for a right cymbal. So when I dress it up, I'm going to use my 1010 BLACKBOX with a hat. Now to really mask this sound in, means that I'm going to look at effects, which is the same thing, effects here, and tone it down a little bit, which is this. Delay. So you catch my drift, right? This is what I also like about the BLACKBOX. I mean, if something screws up or you need to reset something, this thing keeps running. And if you are savvy, you can then say, okay, 1, 2, 3, back in. 1, 2, 3, back in. Something like that. And reset. Bam. Let's do that again. 2, 3, and there you go. Nice, right? Okay, so pretty much that's how I'm looking at things. Now, if you want to look at linking up different machines, I was also going to tell you about things that I thought could have been done better in my honest opinion. First of all, this thing is very affordable. So what you get for the price is absolutely amazing. You cannot demand a lot of stuff from something in this price range. I mean, there is obviously input, so you can even say like, you know what, I don't have a mixer. This is the AKM1, by the way. This is a mixer that I've developed myself for sake of this situation. Because if you were to say stick the DFAM or something else in here, the levels, you know, I think that the input level is pretty soft, and that's not what you want. You know, especially if you're using. I had my micro freak that I just hooked in. That output was not too loud, which means that the sounds that I've got in here, and you know I like my drums very powerful, they're overpowering the sound. And then you end up using this mixer and almost guessing where the levels are, which is not ideal in a live situation. So no. Those were things that I thought like, okay, that could have been done differently. This master filter thing, it's amazing because it does that DJ trick, and I can take out lows pretty easily. So it forces me to think differently. Usually I will take out the kick, but again, if you want to do that here, you have to just go to the mixer page, and if I'm in project mode or I'm in the synth mode, I'm trying to play something, and I want to take out the kick, I need to now go to mixer, take it off, and just go back to the, see? This is, so you have to really think a little bit faster and think on your feet. Or what all these machines demand from you is program a song and play that song, right? Play it. Now, obviously you can make a whole track out of it with patterns that you link together. You link everything then, or a certain pattern setting where you have different combinations of how you structured your sounds, but that starts to become DAW production in my honest opinion again, and that's not where I would like to take it. What I want is, I want simple things, you know. If I don't want to have this synth, I'll just mute it here, say I'll take it out, say I got this, and then tune it down. See? If it's still too mild. See? A little bit less of the effect. Okay. See? Kick it on, but it keeps running here. So, instantly, this, as you can debate, these hats you can stick on here as well if you would like to, but you can have this, and you can just like do a set. Nice. Well, there you go. How's this not working, right? Well, I'm liking this. Let's give it a little bit more distortion. Nice. 1, 2, 3, mama clap. Bam, 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 bam. What can I tell you? Okay, this has to be my ultimate techno setup. I mean, I can't tell you, and it works differently for everyone, I understand. I do get that it's different for everyone, but the thing is, I am that kind of producer. Don't give me too many options. Too many options mean I will go off the rails. I will just try everything because simple, the opportunities are there. So that is not ideal for me. Then again, to keep it simple like this, it's heaven. I'm liking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I sincerely hope that this has been helpful for you. I mean, still it runs up a little bit if you want to have this exact setup as the BLACKBOXes. Well, a bit pricey, I think, and the DFAM, and but like I said, this is a cool beginner setup, I think, with the circuit tracks and then maybe a TB03, you can get it along, you can go a long way and make it convincing. And especially with the circuit tracks where you can actually stick sounds on yourself. I'm a big fan of using my own sounds. I think that just gives it a little bit extra, you know what I mean? And you can be original, even if you created tracks that you've done on a DAW, you're releasing records already, you want to just play them live, you just stick your samples in there. It is one-shots though, I've not tried anything to do with stretching and stuff because I just literally didn't go there. And yeah, I scratched the surface with it because for me, I don't want to be reviewing a machine because that's not this channel. I just want to make track, I want to make music with it, and I want to do that fast, and the more I think, like I just explained, the more I think, the more I'm going to just make it perfect or try to make it like perfect, and I just want to make music in the end of the day. There's no guitarist that just goes to a shop and assembles his guitar and just keeps tweaking it. No, put strings on there, got the pickups that you need eventually, and that's the sound, and that's it. So looking at this thing as a band, looking at this thing as my band members, this thing just goes a long way. I'm absolutely happy with the circuit tracks. So I'm thinking I'm going to take this to Superbooth next week. Hey, that's a nice teaser into next week. We're going to be at Urban Spree. Urban Spree is a venue in the center of Berlin, and we're teaming up, we meaning the Kitchen Club, my event that I do, we're teaming up with Raw Industries, which is an outfit out of Berlin. Now, Joseph Kunz, Tomo, they're there. They're going to be with Honey Smack. They managed to get Honey Smack. So I really love to be on a lineup with him. I mean, obviously we spoke a lot online and we really value each other's work, but this is going to be the first time that we're actually going to like fist bump and kick your butt if you're coming techno-wise, which means in the description below there are links to the tickets to go and grab them because it's not like the biggest venue in the world, as I'm told. So, gone is gone. So that's the thing, which is going to be really amazing. Going to be all over the shop this summer. So yes, that is the Kitchen Club. Now you see that I've been flaunting my mixer around for the last weeks. I mean, we're going to tweak it a little bit for Superbooth so that it doesn't fall apart, because it is a prototype, meaning that certain things are let's put it this way, that we need to have a closer look inside for it to be travel worthy. But then again, it sounds like a brick wall. It's really absolutely amazing. I'm very happy with that. So this mixer I'm also going to take to Superbooth with me. So you would like to see it, you'd like to touch it. Superbooth is going to be a one-stop shop. Next week, the synthesizer enthusiast and synthesizer convention, and that's in Berlin next week. Now, another thing, if you would like to get a t-shirt like this, you can go to my fourth wall shop. There's also a link in the description for a cool t-shirt like this. Yeah, so you can find that there as well. And if everything that you've heard up until this point, assuming you're still listening to what I'm saying this far into the video, you want to get closer to moi and the community that we've grown over the last years, then patreon.com/analogkitchen is going to be your one-stop shop, because that gets you into Discord, as Discord is an easier platform to interact, and we talk and we do video chats, and yeah, it's just amazing. So you can do that by patreon.com/analogkitchen. Also, there's the Dollars Bible. The Dollars Bible is everything that I got on my brain, which is all over the place with my ADHD brain, but you know what I mean? I've written a lot of stuff down. So how do you connect gear, what gear to use, what's MIDI, how do you use it, how to approach it, how to approach the sound system in a club as opposed to your headphones or your studio monitors. There's so many variables that come into play if you want to do this dollars thing, right? And a lot of people are musicians, other people are sound engineers, other people are technicians. So it means you can't master it all. So there's the Dollars Bible, at least to have some sort of a, you know, yeah, a one-stop shop to find out and figure out if you're in the right direction or if it can steer you there. So that is that. I did write more down because, you know, I keep forgetting. Meaning, let me just check out what else was there. What else is there? I just keep saying subtitles for some reason. Okay, what else did I forget? No, I did not. Oh my God. All right, so here we go. This is the outro. If you made it this far into the video, you, sir or ma'am, are an absolute superstar. Thank you for being here. Leave a comment in the section below. Don't be a stranger. And next week, I am going to be back with another video. However, I won't be in the chat because at this moment next week, this specific time, I think we'll be in the club with Circo, with 45 kilohertz, with Tomo, with Joseph Kunst, with everyone. And you know what? We're going to be at Urban Spree. So it's either get your ass out there or, you know, enjoy the video. Now, thanks for watching. I guess this is it. This concludes our broadcast day. Catch you next week. I'm out. Peace.
That my love is real.